Alrighty guys, welcome back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have DJ Akademiks giving an update on his Kanye West interview, saying he's done multiple edits and it's ready to go out, but he's waiting on Ye to okay it, saying he's not in the business of putting out interviews when the artist doesn't want it out. And while Ak may not be in the business of putting out unwanted interviews, he has definitely been known to gladly divulge information that some people probably wouldn't want to have out. And I do remember him posting that he wasn't going to do any edits at all and just put the interview out as is. Obviously, someone has definitely had a change of heart. Maybe that was a drunk post, overly eager with him only thinking about how viral it was going to be and not the potential backlash. And once sobered up, maybe he listened back and hesitation built, because most of the stuff that Ye has been spewing as of late has been supremely egregious. And that's putting it mildly. Could be possible Ye himself finally said something that even he thinks is out of bounds, which like I said is crazy given the insanity he's been posting. And this wouldn't be the first time an interview has been left in the can. At this point, time will tell if it will ever actually be released. And if it does, due to this, we can all obviously expect a heavily edited version, unless Akademiks is really the one pushing for the edits, and Ye actually wants it released in its entirety, and that's the reason he's not okaying it yet. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video, where we have DJ Akademiks giving an update on his Kanye West interview, saying he's done multiple edits and it's ready to go out, but he's waiting for Ye to okay it. Saying he's not in the business of putting out interviews when the artist does not want it out. And with Ye's rant history, it's wild to think there's something that even he would think is out of bounds.
The interview out, just tell me you don't want it out. It'll never come out. I've tucked mad interviews. Matter of fact, today, you know who called me? Youngboy called me. By the way, Youngboy sounded mad sober.
Pretty sure that would be the case when the dude's been locked up for a little bit. Sometimes people have to be forced to sit down to make a change, to actually take inventory of their life. Hopefully he stays that way.
I guess he's seen like the little snippet of what we did in Utah. He's like, yo, Act. So he'll send it to me. Or like, maybe we put that out. I said, all right. I said, bro, you know our agreement. We had said when we were face to face, I won't drop nothing unless you agree with it. And especially that time he was on house arrest.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is put out anything that would incriminate you, especially when this information can take away your freedom.
Would never want to drop something and then they play it in court like, yo, he had 14 people at his house. He's only allowed 6. That was one of the big things, right? He was on federal house arrest. That
other felons are there.
Only a certain amount of people could be in the house. And, you know, rules get bended a little bit. So you don't want to be the guy who brings a camera in there and exposes that maybe he has.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Even saying this, you are dry snitching, if not actually snitching, because we all know you're talking about Youngboy.
One extra, you know what I mean? Like, so, because you're bringing a camera. So for me, I was like, whatever he's comfortable with, because he's the one on house arrest, right? But anyway, maybe that comes out. But I don't know. For this Kanye interview at this point, last thing they told me was to blur a license plate. I blurred the license plate. Again.
I feel like that's pretty obvious. So obviously it seems that these edits aren't being requested by Akademiks and they're being requested by Ye and his team. And I feel like blurring out license plates is obviously something that's pretty standard. I guess I was giving Ak a little too much credit because the dude is content over everything. And if it were up to him, he'd probably want everything out there because obviously that would up the virality on an interview that was already going to be viral anyway. Because people definitely like to tune in to train wrecks.
Tomorrow, actually I should probably text him now because he's in Japan and the time difference is weird. Oh. I'm just going to text him like,
14 hours different.
You're not when the interview out. It's fine. Like, we don't have to put it out. You get what I'm saying? Because I think I've done all the editing that you could do. You know. So, that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
You sound defeated. Yeah, man, at the end of the day, there's also a part of me that really believes that Kanye West is a lot more lucid than people think. He's just doing everything to rage bait for the attention, which is crazy because the dude is still Kanye West. The dude is still Ye. If he puts out a project, it's obviously going to get attention. And all this outrage stuff definitely has like diminishing returns. There's only so many times that people are going to be tuning in for this type of stuff, these public crash outs, before they just give up on it altogether.
Yeah. Okay. So for all the Ye fans, if y'all want me to snake your favorite rapper and just like put it out, I can. But I don't want to put it out and then he gets online.
Major snake.
Like, yo, Akademiks took advantage of me. I didn't really mean to say that. You know what I mean? Like he's bipolar. So I think he went to Japan, he calmed down. He's like, maybe not.
Yeah, it does seem like Ye is actually having a moment of lucidity right now. To me, all this stuff is just cries for attention, especially given that it coincidentally ties up with that Bully visual album he put out.
These guys. So I don't know. bruh, I did what I had to do.
Like Act
Kanye's
wants
a
to put
phenomenal
it out.
artist. I know some people, they take the stance with me to say, yo, Act, these niggas are wasting your time. Like, if they're wasting your time and they're not publishing,
That Hennessy has been like the one constant in this dude's life. That and backlash.
they don't want the interview out, fuck them, just put it out. Bro, it's okay. I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's like, I never made my name off interviews. So.
We know that.
Plus, I always look at it like this. I think I got some of the most classic content never released. You know what I mean? And if it ever get released, we'll see. But
it's like that old quote, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, did it really fall? Obviously, yeah. But it's hard to use these hypotheticals with stuff that obviously will never be released. And you obviously care somewhat about it because you're granting all their editing requests. But obviously something in you wants this out there. It's obviously going to go viral just for the fact that it is Ye speaking out. And with the stuff that he's been saying lately, obviously people are going to be tuning in just to hear if he says any more outlandish buffoonery. But Akademiks is true. Interviews really aren't his bag. His podcast isn't what makes him relevant. It's obviously his streaming. I've worked with a ton of artists, and you can't really flex that until the stuff actually comes out.
That was epic. I think he wants to put it out. Part of me really thinks he wants to put it out. I think
on his terms, though.
How it happened, me and Kanye was just sitting in front of each other or just talking to each other.
Drunk, probably.
And we did the interview. And I think other people that are around, because when I'm sending them the footage, like there's like 3 middlemen. You know what I mean? Everybody's looking at it and everybody's like panicking. Like,
of course, they're trying to protect the bag. Ye has already done so much damage to his reputation over the years. I don't really think he has too many friends around him anymore. He's pretty much alienated them all, called them out publicly, criticized them. So it's not surprising he doesn't really have any real friends around him. Just a bunch of yes men that obviously want their golden goose to keep making money.
Like, oh my God, how could we? And Ye is trying to, that's his people. So then I'm dealing with these guys, and they're like basically like take everything out, just delete the interview. So that's why I'm at the point where I'm gonna just ask Ye, like, do you want me to just tuck the interview? Like, you just won't.
Sometimes people will make these kind of requests and they'll keep asking for re-edits until you get the hint that they don't want this interview out. They're just gonna make it so tough that you yourself scrap it.
It'll come out. It's fine. It's fine. You get what I'm saying? So in between, either maybe he's felt differently about some of these things.
These episodes come and go.
Maybe the people who are his team are probably panicking like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. If we could prevent this from coming out or prevent it from whatever, we're going to do it. Fine. Doesn't matter to me.
It also does seem like the type of person that if he really wants something out, he's going to put it out. And all we have to do is really look at his past tirades to determine that.
I think I'll release a vlog. That you'll see Ye in the vlog, but you won't. It's nothing that's
inflammatory,
unless he's cool with it. And I know for some people, I'm like, why do you need a nigga approval?
To protect that relationship.
If somebody is, if I'm sharing my platform with someone and they're saying things that could hurt them, that they're, if they leave after the interview and hit me and say, hey,
and this is common. This happens a lot, actually.
I ain't gonna lie, I was on one. Hey, go look at it. I'm not trying to do no got you interviews with nobody. You get what I'm saying? This is not who I am. So,
but you'll scare away any potential interviewees in the future.
Tomorrow, it's already uploaded. The last edit. Well, did I upload the one with the? They told me to blur one license plate, which I was like, it's an SUV. Okay, you got it. I blurred it. Whatever.
At the end of the day, it's still a security issue.
And yes, and I'll tell you, so when Kanye was in LA, I was texting directly to Kanye. Now I'm texting like someone in the security detail. And then I'm texting another person.
Yeah, they're giving him the runaround.
That's why if you've seen the text, I put up a text on my Instagram of kind of like how it looked. I don't know if it's still there. But it's like they're telling me because they're next to Ye and they're like, this is what Ye says, right? So that's why it says forwarded. And they're saying this is Ye saying this. To act, yes. Gonna check and hit back in 30.
These are all stuff that doesn't really need to make it to the public sphere. These are private conversations where you're trying to clear this interview. Putting this type of stuff out may bring them to have cold feet about even having this interview out. or potentially be used in a way to like galvanize Akademiks' fans to kind of put the pressure on Ye to release this interview.
I asked him today, hey, are we I'll tell you what I asked him.
He won't put out an interview, but he'll tell you all the private conversations he's had with the person. It's hypocritical, to say the least.
It says, not yet, sir. He's reviewing it now. This is today at 4 o'clock. I don't know, bro. So for y'all who are like eagerly waiting, what I can tell you about the interview, you know, there might be some stuff that you're like maybe shocked that he says or whatever, but I mean,
saying a lot.
Tweets, like, you know what I mean? You've seen the tweets. What do you think? His tweets are kind of close to the reality that he's experiencing and his point of view. He just gives a little bit more context. Yeah. So I know, and potentially maybe I should have only mentioned the interview when
What, you don't mention stuff like this until it's cleared. Because now if it doesn't come out, your fans are going to look at you like you're crazy, especially with somebody of this caliber. I know it's really easy to get excited about having something like this in the can ready to go. But just like with anything, with music, with honestly anything else, until you have proper clearance, don't go out selling it too hard.
Knew I was going to put it out. So I'll take that L, because it's at the point where I'm like, I've been down this road before. I feel like they're trying to, in a roundabout way, saying
they don't want it out.
I was tripping. I don't believe nothing I said then. Do not put this shit out, please. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell them, okay, that's fine. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, that's feel it's in now and it's cool. You get what I'm saying? I think Ye deleted all his tweets on X, right? I think he deleted all his tweets, and I don't know. I don't know if I should take this as maybe some of the stuff he tweeted out before, he's having a change of mind.
Not the first time.
Oh, never mind. It's up here. I thought you got deleted. Oh, no, he just stopped tweeting. What the fuck? I know it's going to sound like a Tarantino movie, but here goes.
Yay, exposing crypto scams. Akademiks, you can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself. You obviously want this interview out, and honestly, most creators would want something like this out. Akademiks isn't known for having the best moral compass, because even now, the dude is divulging these private conversations. So who knows if by doing that, he completely botches the release. Obviously, with what Ak is saying right now, it's not him requesting these edits, it's Ye and his team. And who knows, while it is plausible that Ye is, like I said earlier, having a moment of lucidity and recognizing the potential ramifications from having something like this released, or his team could have finally put their foot down and say, hey man, enough is enough, you're severely killing the bag. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't really think he has too many friends. The people around him are all yes people at the end of the day, but they also want to continue to make money. Time will tell if this interview ever actually does come out. It does seem like they're trying to give him the runaround until he decides that I'm just not going to put it out. Too much trouble. But not due to him not wanting the interview out. Because like I said, the dude has proven time and time again that he's willing to do almost anything for the content. But it is crazy that even after all the stuff Ye has said over the past few years, that this interview is so bad that they don't want to put it out. Which leads me to believe that Ye definitely crashed out in this interview and said things that even the most staunch Ye supporter can't rationalize. And honestly, none of the stuff that Ye has been doing can be rationalized. Either he's been suffering a massive episode, or his need for all this attention is potentially going to be the thing that leads to his destruction. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this interview will ever see the light? Obviously, if it was for Akademiks, this would have been up as is, unedited. Because if anyone is content over everything, it's going to be the trifecta of Akademiks, Adam22, and Whack 100. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is ever coming out? Also, let me know if you guys think this is just a moment of lucidity for Kanye, or this is just his team finally putting their foot down. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for making this channel a part of your day. Honestly, all the love and support you guys continue to show this channel on a daily is honestly overwhelming, and I really want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all of it. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys have to say on this situation. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. One thing is reading these rants and posts, and another thing is actually visually seeing this and hearing it firsthand.